busy at the San Antonio Food Bank as they work to serve 20 million meals. How close they are to reaching that goal and how you can help get them there this noon.
And if you're out and about for summer activities, some road closures could cause you some delays. That includes a street project in a popular area.
Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
This noon, those scorching temperatures on top of everybody's mind.
Especially as those summer energy bills start to roll in. Not pretty. That's why CPS Energy is recommending different ways that you can save. That includes closing shades and blinds for windows exposed to direct sunlight, turning off and unplugging non-essential lights and appliances, and holding off on using those large appliances like the washing machine during those peak demand hours.
If you need some more information on how to check when it is an energy-saving day, all you have to do is head over to KSAT12. And another one of those energy-saving days is staring us right in the face.
Certainly is. You can see plenty of sunshine out there, blue skies, and those temperatures cranking back up because of that. Already warming into the low 90s here in San Antonio this lunchtime hour. And who's surprised? We have another triple-digit day on tap here in San Antonio. So this is a look at the actual air temperatures and the white numbers, and then, of course, those heat index values right next to them in the yellow. You can see here in San Antonio, heat index values not straying too far away from the actual air temperature, but still feeling a few degrees hotter, feeling like the low to mid 90s for the most part in and around town. But take a look across portions of the hill country. It actually feels a few degrees, quote unquote, cooler in the shade for places like Kerrville and Comfort, and that is because we are mixing down some drier air. Dew points, how we measure that low level moisture in the atmosphere, a bit lower along the I-10 corridor northwest of San Antonio compared to in Bexar County. I do think as we continue on throughout the afternoon hours, we will be able to catch a little bit of a break in some of that humidity, which will help with the heat index value. But of course, slightly drier air also helps temperatures crank up. So it's kind of a double-edged sword into the afternoon. We are expecting a daytime high around 104 degrees by about 4 to 5 o'clock with plenty of sunshine. So it is going to be another scorcher of a day. And this heat is not going anywhere, at least over the next few days. Our heat high still very much in control. So record challenging heat continues to be the theme at times. Now, as that high moves slightly westward later this week and this weekend, it is possible that we shave a few degrees off and maybe an isolated storm chance returns by the end of the upcoming weekend. So we'll get you all those details and what we're monitoring coming up in just a few.
Something to look forward to. All right. Thank you, Mia. Now to new details in a shooting investigation. Police had to secure tourniquets for 2 people after finding them shot on the west side overnight. They got to the scene around 3 this morning in the 6200 block of West Commerce. SAPD says 2 men were at the corner of a property when someone fired at them. One man was shot in the leg, the other in the chest. Both were taken to the hospital in critical condition. So far, police have not caught a suspect. The search also continues for a driver as police investigate a shooting on the southwest side. So far, all police have to go on is this image on your screen of a silver sedan. The shooting happened just after 5 in the morning on June 27th. Police think someone inside this car shot and hit 2 homes on Dexter Drive just off South General McMullen. No one was hurt, but this is the second time these 2 homes have been shot at in the last 2 months. So if you recognize the sedan or know anything about these shootings, call Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. The number on your screen, 210-224-STOP or 7867.
Now the latest on a police chase that ended in gunfire. A man is in critical condition after being shot by San Antonio police at a northeast side hotel yesterday. Police were looking for the 30-year-old man who has yet to be identified by police. He was wanted for multiple felony warrants, including 2 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charges, unauthorized use of vehicle, and felon in possession of a firearm. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says the man was leaving the hotel, and that's when he saw police. He ran off. It's unclear if the man aimed a gun at officers or if he fired any shots. One person staying at the hotel said she saw the shooting from her hotel window.
They didn't have to shoot him, or like, it was all them cops, so they could have possibly tried to restrain him or something.
The officer who fired his weapon is a 5-year veteran with SAPD. He is on administrative leave while the investigation continues. The city's North St. Mary Street project is underway, which will cause road closures Starting today, the intersection of North St. Mary's and East Ashby Place will be partially closed so crews can add new crosswalks to the intersection. Two-way traffic will be maintained, but expect backed up traffic because of the construction equipment and workers out there doing their job. Traffic Authority Stephen Cavazos has a look at other potential trouble spots around town.
We are almost through the month of July, but guys, we still have plenty of road work that is taking place in our area, so always good to know what to expect before you have to hit the roads. We've talked about FM 1535 Northwest Military Highway several times, and guess what? Curtain sidewalk installation will continue. This begins Monday, July 17th, and takes us all the way to the end of the work week. That's Friday, July 21st. The work starts pretty early, 7 in the morning, and should wrap around 6 in the evening, so this is going to take pretty much the whole day. Alternating lane closures from Loop 1604 to Hebner Road is what we will be seeing out there. But I got to take a drive now over here to I-10 in Kendall County. Sod placement. All right. Well, this will begin Monday, July 17th, and again wraps at the end of the work week, July 21st. The work starts at 9 in the morning and should wrap at 3 in the afternoon. Fingers crossed. Single lane closures along the frontage road in both directions from State Highway 46 to Scenic Loop. I have one more for you. I-10, this time over on the east side of Bexar County. Paving work. This will begin Monday, July 17th and wraps on Saturday, July 22nd. However, this is overnight, so that could help. 8 in the evening to 6 in the morning, pardon me. Single eastbound main lane closures from Graytown to File Road. But a lot of stuff happening in and around the Alamo City. You remember that 1604 closure last weekend. Scan this QR code. This gets you in the know before you have to go. We always try to update you on what's happening in and around your roadways, so just make sure to plan your commute ahead of time.
All right, Baptist Health System now opening its 9th neighborhood hospital today. And this specific location will help serve people in the Converse area. It is a smaller facility, but with many of the bells and whistles of a larger hospital. It's accredited, has a working emergency room, can do imaging, and is in network with most insurance providers. The neighborhood hospital brings much needed access to the Converse community.
There are areas of town where we just don't have access to care. And Converse is an area where folks that live out there are going to have to travel for care.
The hospital is located at 6491 Woodlake Park in Converse. To find out what unique services the hospital will offer, head to our website, KSAT12.
The San Antonio Food Bank is a crucial resource for thousands of families across our community, and the summer months are some of the busiest. Right now, the food bank is helping more than 100 people each and every week, and a lot of those in need are our children. Max Massey gives us an inside look at the programs aimed at helping our local families.
We see people in need everywhere, and one way that you can always help is to help people have food.
Mark Baer and his team of more than 30 volunteers, they're starting their Monday morning cooking, filling, and packing meals.
The need is the greatest for kids. 1 in 4 children in Southwest Texas face food insecurity. And so during the school year, we got a lot going on to get them their free and reduced breakfast and lunches. But once summertime hits, those kids are out of school and they're not getting those meals.
Volunteers filling the Mays Family Culinary Center, doing what they can to help.
We have 3 shifts going every day. So you're thinking over 10,000 meals a day just in this kitchen to get out to kids.
And it's not just the thousands and thousands of meals.
The meals that we're giving to children is a mixture of prepared meals, fresh groceries and produce, snacks.
The goal for the summer for the food bank, 20 million meals. Right now, they're about halfway there, and they still need people to step up and help out.
Just gotta help the kids. They're our most valuable assets.
As for Mark Baer and his team, this is an international effort.
We want to give back to the community. We even brought in one of our team members from Singapore and someone from Mexico to help out today.
Max Massey, KSAT12 News.
The Youth Orchestras of San Antonio's Summer Symphony Camp underway right now. The camp introduces children to different types of music, and today the kids got a chance to try their hand at creating mariachi music. High school orchestra musicians introduce the kids to rancheras, ballads, corridos, and more. Students will sharpen their skills on several different instruments, but organizers say that's not the only benefit.
We find for all the kids, the camps are a way to enrich their own sense of what's possible for them. So we have kids, all of these kids our musicians at school during the year, but when they come together with kids from all over the San Antonio area and spend the week making music together, then they gain just a lot of self-confidence and a lot of belief in what's possible for them. The amount of growth they do in 5 days together is really exciting.
And this is the final week of the camp. It runs through July 21st and ends with the students putting on a concert. Well, extreme summer weather grabbing headlines in the communities all over the country. What's next for areas already dealing with flash flooding?
And record-wise and even learning-wise, it was a pretty successful summer for the Spurs Summer League team. More from them coming up in sports.
Welcome back. Turning to the latest on the war in Ukraine, the Kremlin blaming Kyiv for the deadly explosions along a vital bridge connecting Russia to the Crimean Peninsula.
ABC's Justin Finch tells us that this comes amid new concerns about a global food insecurity after Russia announced it's backing out of a deal allowing Ukraine to export its grains across the Black Sea.
An investigation now underway at the site of catastrophic damage after reported explosions on the Kerch Bridge in Russian-annexed Crimea. Vehicle and rail traffic disrupted as the structure appears near partial collapse. A husband and wife were reportedly killed and a child injured. The Kremlin now accusing Ukraine of launching underwater drones to carry out the attack with the assistance of U.S. and British intelligence. No immediate comment from Kyiv. Last October, a truck explosion mangled road and rail access along the Kerch Bridge. The 12-mile overpass is a critical route for Russian troops since Moscow seized the Crimean Peninsula in 2014. Meantime, a crucial call from Moscow announcing it's no longer honoring its agreement with Kyiv, allowing Ukraine to export grain through the Black Sea.
And I have to blame Russia for this decision, completely unjustified, weaponizing the hunger of the people.
The European Union is slamming Russia's decision as it seeks new ways to stabilize the global food supply chain. The Kremlin insisting its decision to cancel the deal was made long before the latest Kerch Bridge blast. Russia saying it's freezing participation until it sees increases in its own agricultural shipments, despite now record exports.
Normally the wheat from Ukraine goes to very poor countries. Those countries will really need to import more from Russia.
The Pope has dispatched Italian Cardinal Matteo Zuppi to Washington on a mission this week to promote peace in Ukraine with a focus on alleviating suffering of the most vulnerable and children. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Looking outside at live cam.
Yeah, well, it's like we repeat ourselves over and over again. Look at that.
I was going to say you say it because I said it's hot last time.
The only way we know that's not in like a standard shot is the traffic's moving. That's how we know it's not like just some picture.
That's exactly. That's how you know, right? Because you can actually see the cars moving along 281. Yeah, exactly. Because it looks very similar to what we saw this time yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. Just hot out there. Not really any rain inside, at least for today and the next couple of days, just more heat. And we really could use at least a few rain chances. The aquifer is down nearly half of a foot this Monday, 630.1. Just one pollen out there, molds, and they are low, so not a bad pollen count to kick off the work week. But yes, maybe a small pattern change as we head into the weekend. We'll get to those details, plus a look at that heat after the break.
Well, extreme weather is affecting millions across the country, from that intense heat here in our community to deadly flash flooding in the Northeast. And as ABC's Rena Roy reports, Mother Nature is not letting up anytime soon.
Communities across the Northeast cleaning up after intense rainfall over the weekend. In New Hampshire, roads washed away by powerful floods, cars stranded in Connecticut, people forced to wade in knee-deep water. In Pennsylvania, nearly 5 inches of rain falling in just 90 minutes. At least 5 killed and 2 children, 2 years and 9 months old, still missing in Bucks County after extreme flash flooding hit the area.
Cars were not just swept away, but upside down. And just so unbelievable that much tragedy can happen in that small little area all at once so quickly.
In the township of White Marsh, 16 cars of this freight train derailing Sunday. Officials at railway company CSX now saying it appears to have been weather-related. Authorities saying no one was injured and there's no risk to the community. Meanwhile, millions facing dangerous heat.
Let's focus on that heat dome, though. It is not budging. We broke tons of records over the weekend. This morning, Phoenix waking up well over 90 degrees. That makes morning 8 in a row.
At least one heat-related death reported in Texas over the weekend. In El Paso, they've had a record 31 straight days of 100-degree temperatures, and over the weekend, 4 people were rushed to the hospital with heat-related symptoms while attending an outdoor car show.
Here in the Northeast, we have one dry day today, but the rain is expected to come right back tomorrow, which could be problematic for areas already saturated from flooding. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
So you know me and Courtney. I try to tell myself we've been through this before. Last year, year before that.
Yeah.
Before that. Every year, every summer, it seems like we're in 100 degrees. So what's the big deal? And then I walk outside, it's like, ooh.
That's the big deal.
Sweating
exactly.
is the big deal.
And the thing about it is we've had a lot of the humidity in place over the past several weeks as well. So it's not just been the heat that we've been talking about, it's been the humidity. So that, of course, adds a few degrees on when you factor in that into the heat index values and things of that nature. But the good news is today, especially this afternoon, I think it's possible that we see a little bit more drier air mixed down, which would help with those feels-like temperatures. Of course, it is still going to be a very hot day. Record challenging heat continues, not just this afternoon, but over the next several days, all the way through the upcoming work week. And that's all thanks to our heat high pressure, still very much in control, the main driver of our weather pattern. But later on this weekend, really by the end of the weekend, that high pressure system could move ever so slightly west, maybe allow a little weak disturbance to push across portions of Texas, and that could introduce an isolated rain chance for at least parts of our area. So that's something we will need to monitor in the days ahead. A little bit of optimism, light at the end of the tunnel and trending in the right direction. But for now, the cloud cover that we had, especially south and east of San Antonio earlier this morning, has dissipated. We have nothing but sunshine out there, and temperatures are climbing because of it. 92 here in San Antonio, just a degree hotter up I-35 in New Braunfels, 95 in Rock Springs, and 95 out west in El Paso. It's not just us here in our neck of the woods seeing that heat. You can see it's across the majority of the Lone Star State, 99 in Waco, 97 in Abilene, but check out areas just off to our west. Already 105 in Las Vegas, 102 in Phoenix, all sitting under the center of that heat high pressure. And you can see over the next day or two, it's actually going to work farther eastward, really tighten its grip on our weather pattern here in San Antonio, which is why record challenging heat is going to continue. The record for today, 105, that was set back in the 1930s. We've got a forecast high of about 104. So if that verifies, it would be 1 degree shy of that. Tomorrow, though, the record is 104. So we could tie that was set back in 1918. And still more of the same, more opportunities to climb into the triple digits daily expected, even into the second half of the work week as well. So here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast throughout the remainder of this Monday. Again, plenty of sunshine expected. 104, that forecast high. Still hot, though, if you're stepping out for any Monday evening plans. Temperatures slow to fall through the low triple digits, eventually into the 90s later on tonight. We did mention that slight break in the humidity. That would help. That means it feels like temperatures and heat index values not straying too far away from the actual air temperatures. But yes, still a day to stay hydrated. Of course, take breaks from the heat if you're planning on being outside for extended periods of time. 105 on the south side of Bexar County. Same in Floresville, stretching over to Nixon. 104 in New Braunfels, 104 in Hondo, and 103 in Rio Medina. We were talking about that little pattern shift. Here's that high pressure system by Wednesday, still anchored over West Texas. But as we head into Thursday and Friday, it moves ever so slightly west, and that's what could allow a little disturbance to ride along the far eastern edge of that high pressure system. And yes, we'll introduce a 20% chance for an isolated shower before the weekend is over, especially on Sunday. So until then, just more heat that we have to deal with. Humid in the morning, starting off in the mid to upper 70s, triple digits into the afternoons, but maybe that little glimmer of hope by the end of the 7-day, guys.
The first glimmer we've had in weeks, so
Yes.
I will take it.
Definitely.
Still sweaty, but, less sweaty maybe, David.
Spurs wrap up their summer trip to Las Vegas with a win, and we're going to find out how much progress a couple of the young guys made over the summer. Coming up. Spurs wrapped up their stay in Las Vegas yesterday with a game at the Cox Pavilion against OKC, the final Vegas game for both teams since they didn't make the playoffs. Don Barlow, Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, Julian Champagnie did not play for the Spurs. Fans still getting those Wembanyama jerseys, though. There's a big seller. First quarter, CD Sissoko, the layup and the foul, free throw, good. Spurs up 17-9. He had 10 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. Later on, Sir Jabari Rice, shot clock winding down, shoots, hitting nothing but the bottom of the net. Look at there. San Antonio's up 23-11. They led 29-17 after 1 second quarter. More Rice drops in 3 more of his 9 first half points. Spurs led 53-42 at the half. Third quarter, Spurs still in the lead. Eric Stevenson from beyond the arc. There's Eric over there close to the corner. Got it. He led the Spurs with 23 yesterday. Hit 4 3-pointers. Cue up Sabari again. Creates his own shot, driving the lane. Reverse layup is good. Then in the closing seconds, he steals the ball from slam dunk. Bam! Like that. San Antonio up 80-71 after 3. The Thunder tied it at 91 in the fourth. The Spurs hold them off. Javonte McCoy breaks the tie with a 3 right at a minute to go. The Thunder turn it over. Spurs get it. McCoy feeds Charles Bediako. That's a slam dunk, and that's the icing on the cake. Spurs get the win. 98-94 over Oklahoma City. Rice had 13 and game-high 4 steals. Malachi, who didn't play, was asked during the game if he had been working on something specific this offseason.
I've been lifting a lot, getting stronger, but also, just being consistent as a shooter and, just getting to my spots. So it's been good.
After Summer League, do you have a little bit of an off season before training camp starts?
Yes, a little bit, yeah. I'm going to Spain, so yes, it should be good.
Couple of vacations for these guys. They earned them. Spurs finished the summer league 5-2 overall. They were 2-0 in California and in 3-2 in Las Vegas. And here's something for you, Courtney.
Okay.
Being the UT grad that you are.
All right.
So remember when UT and OU played and they started calling it the Red River Shootout?
Yes.
They went, we don't like the connotation, so we're going to change it. So they went to Red
Rivalry.
River Rivalry.
Right.
And then they went to Red River Showdown. And now they're going back to Red River Rivalry.
Just because they know how fun it is to say all the R's.
So I don't know, those, OU and UT always got to.
There's only one thing that actually matters.
What's that?
Hook 'em horns.
It's October 7th this year.
Okay. It's in my calendar.
Don't have a time yet. Why am I not?
All right, let's talk travel. If you're planning a trip outside of the country, it may be time to make sure your passport is in order, even if your flight is several months away. A look into what continues to cause delays with passports in the next half hour. What is happening?
Is that like a bed of those little...
It's a ball pit.
The ball pit? Is that what that is?
He looks comfortable. Mike looks good.
At least he's cool. All right.
We'll see what's going on there. The passport application backlog is threatening many Americans' summer vacation plans. The State Department is processing as many as 400,000 applications a week. ABC's Trevor Alt has more on what the government is doing to get out from under that backlog.
We lost train tickets, museum tickets that were not refundable. I had to cancel everything.
A dream vacation fell apart for Robin Fiala and her family. They were forced to cancel a trip to France because their children's passports never showed up. Robin says she applied on April 1st, but by the beginning of July, the passports still weren't in hand.
This is the one time a year that we all come together and we do something fun as a family. And that's not happening.
And the Fiala family isn't alone. Thousands of Americans have been stuck in limbo. The State Department says it's been processing as many as 400,000 passport applications every week. But with a gigantic backlog of applications still lingering, the wait time for routine passport applications to process is now 10 to 13 weeks. Even expedited applications take 7 to 9 weeks. The State Department has started hosting new passport fairs across the country, hoping to help people with looming flights get their passports in order in time, including the Richardson family. They have plans to travel internationally soon.
It just would have been impossible to do the renewal.
They were just one of dozens of families attending the fair this Sunday in LA.
This is amazing, and I think it's for people like us who working parents, busy schedules, and this is a godsend.
But these last-minute efforts aren't always enough to get you your passport in time, and a lot of travelers have had to postpone or even cancel their trips.
If you have imminent international travel within 2 weeks, you can call and make an appointment at an in-person center where they can, for a decently hefty fee, but still be able to get you an emergency passport for that imminent travel.
And this backlog is so significant, Congress may soon get involved. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia says this is a crisis, and he's calling for more funding. And experts say if you're planning on traveling abroad anytime in the next decade, you should go ahead and file your application for your passport right now. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Newark Liberty International Airport.
Tens of millions of Americans are under air quality alerts today, and that includes the entire state of New York. The air in some upstate communities is classified as unhealthy for all, according to Governor Kathy Hochul. Further down south, the air will be unhealthy for sensitive groups. The problem comes from smoke as wildfires continue burning in Canada.
Yeah, lots of crazy weather across the country, us included. It is not going to change.
The heat is just not letting up. You're right about that. Yeah, and the heat's definitely going to continue over the next several days before we see maybe a few degrees that we're able to shave off of the forecast by the end of the 7 days, especially later this week and into the weekend. First, though, we got to get through another scorcher of a day today. Temperatures already warming into the 90s across the majority of south central Texas. 92 in town, 95 in Kerrville, 95 in Cotulla, it's 93 out east in Gonzales. What I'm going to do is fade to the heat index values now. You can see that, yes, especially in and around San Antonio, they are still a few degrees above the actual air temperature, and even more so the farther south that you go, especially for Carrizo Springs stretching over to Cotulla. That's where those feels like temperatures are already in the low triple digits. That's because that's where more of the humidity is this lunchtime hour. We've got some drier air mixing in across portions of the hill country, southern Edwards Plateau. Still muggy here in San Antonio, and especially the farther south and east that you travel. But still, I think later on this afternoon, a slight break in some of those dew points certainly possible, which would help with those heat index values. It is still going to be a very hot day, record challenging heat. 102 by 3 p.m. with plenty of sunshine. That forecast high sitting around 104 by 4 to 5 p.m. And then notice still by 8 p.m. we're slowly working our way through the low triple digits, eventually seeing those thermometers fall into the upper 90s later on this evening. After that, and after the sun goes down, that heat high still very much in control of our weather pattern over the next 48 to 72 hours, which is why daily triple digits continue. But as it moves west later on this week, that's when those temperatures start trending downward by a degree or two each afternoon, and when that isolated rain chance shows up by the end of the weekend. So we'll get you another full detailed look at that, plus the latest on Saharan dust coming up here in just a few.
Thank you, Mia. We'll look forward to that. A Manhattan architect and family man behind bars, accused in a string of murders going back some 15 years. 59-year-old Rex Heuermann pleading not guilty after he was charged with killing 3 women. Police found their bodies wrapped in burlap in December of 2010 on Long Island in New York. Detectives spent the weekend pulling evidence from the suspect's home, including trash bags, a filing cabinet, and weapons.
Had a series of burner phones, fictitious email accounts, and he definitely bifurcated his life as to what he did behind closed doors and what the public saw.
Police say they connected the suspect to the crimes using DNA they found on pizza crust, which was inside a trash can. The DNA sample matched DNA from a hair found on one of the victims. Now detectives are trying to determine whether Heuermann might be linked to 6 other unsolved murders.
To politics now, candidates are already hitting the campaign trail hard as part of their White House bids. And amid that, a shakeup for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign. New numbers show his campaign is burning through its cash. ABC's Rachel Scott reports he's already cutting staff and could make even more changes.
Campaign shakeup. With just over a month to go until the first GOP debate, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis cutting staff and shifting his strategy.
We have got to get the job done.
Sources tell ABC News the campaign let go of roughly a dozen staffers and is now focusing on those critical early states, holding off investments in other battlegrounds. It comes as new finance reports showed the DeSantis campaign burned through nearly $8 million in just 6 weeks. One of his major expenses, private air travel. But money is not the only problem for DeSantis. The governor, who has long been seen as Donald Trump's biggest Republican rival, is still trailing him in the polls.
We obviously are going to do a lot more work and get a lot more done.
Trump reported the most cash on hand. The former president feeling so confident about his lead, he says he may even skip the first debate.
Why would you let somebody that's at 0 or at 1 or 2 or 3 be popping you with questions?
His rivals taking aim.
I'm happy to say right now, come on, Donald, get on the stage and defend your record.
Candidates need 40,000 individual donors in order to get on the debate stage. And these new numbers reveal that former Vice President Mike Pence and former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson are struggling to meet that threshold. As for the DeSantis campaign, sources tell me more changes are expected soon, and the Florida governor will be resetting his media strategy. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Washington.
Still coming up, one teen going to great lengths for a good cause while she tackled a tough 9-hour swim.
And Tom Cruise famously saved the box office last summer with Top Gun Maverick. Could he do it again? Weekend box office estimates after the break.